Nowadays, most of us rely on social media to get our clients, to book our appointments, especially if you work by yourself or if you have like your own brand, if you have your own studio. Probably use social media to do our bookings, to get our clients, to announce events or whatever. So I thought I would do like a case study about my own Instagram, because I was actually thinking the other day, my old Instagram was so different than what it is today. And I thought that would be very interesting because there was like a lot of things that I used to do that I still see a lot of small business owners doing for their like lash studio or brow studio or whatever. So I'm gonna talk about 5 things that I used to do but I changed. When I was writing them all down, I actually thought about a bonus one. So I actually talk about 6 things. So if you want to know everything I used to do and I changed during like the past 5 years that I've been working by myself, the number 6, it's actually something maybe a little bit controversial because that actually helped me a lot at the time. But nowadays, recently when I did it, I really was like, like that's not good for sure. So I'm gonna scroll on my Instagram and you guys are gonna see it there. So my Instagram used to be called something else. I used to be Eyelash Authority, but then recently I changed because my studio became more than just eyelashes. We actually do nails now, and I also want to expand for like do brow lifting, not brow lifting, brow lamination. But yeah, I didn't want to be stuck with the only lash stuff. So if you scroll down, you're gonna see a lot of photos. So on the beginning, what I thought on the beginning was I wanted my Instagram to be different, and a lot of lash brands, they use the color pink. I really didn't like pink. I knew one color I didn't want was pink because I don't like pink myself. So I was like, I want a color that other people don't use it. So I started like looking for other brands, and I realized that almost none of them, like most of them, don't really use the color blue. And I always wanted it to be like a beach vibes Instagram feed. I don't know, something like that, you know, like something beach and mermaid vibes and stuff like that. First thing I did was like, oh, I'm gonna pick like colors that I want. So at the time I wanted like a blue with, well, on my Pinterest it says blue and gold feed. So it was like a mix of like blue and this warm sand. So at the time here, you guys can see this was one of my first lashes. Was I did my grandma's lashes, and she was so shy, she didn't want to show her face, so she covered her face so I could just take a photo of her eyes. As you guys can see, her lashes, I probably took like forever to do her lashes, but it still look very like, they're not aligned at all. There's no layering. They are probably not 100% covered. So most of them, at least half of them, I would say, might be, you know, without an extension. And then I would post like this random photo. So first thing I did wrong was, I would say, was picking the color blue. But blue is not a color that I like personally. But I thought like, oh, it doesn't really matter if I like it. You know, my brand's gonna be different. But with time I realized that blue wasn't feeling like myself. It wasn't feeling like, I wasn't enjoying it, because when I was doing like the post on my Instagram, I looked at it and I didn't feel, it didn't look nice to me. So the first thing I would say is pick branding details that also match with what you like. Don't do something just because people are not doing it or just because you haven't seen anyone using it. Because then at the end I ended up changing the color and I like it much more now. Second thing that I used to do a lot was just like post these random photos, just like really pixelated, terrible quality beach photo, and then the caption just says beach life or nothing, you know, like a girl in the pool, doesn't say anything, just a bunch of hashtags. So nowadays I wouldn't really post. First of all, I would never really post a photo that is clearly with a bad quality. So if it doesn't look like very like crisp and nice and smooth, I wouldn't really post it because it shows like very like low quality, like very cheap, like you don't care about your feed. Second thing, I don't really like just posting just like cute like random photos. I do that very rarely, and it's usually I'm saying something on the photo or something that has to do with the lashes, or only if my feed is like really, I've been posting a lot of stuff recently with a lot of information, and maybe I need like a, you know, a breather like in between, like something I really need. But then on my caption, I'm gonna be talking about something. So I'll never just post something random just so it looks good from the outside, because when people open that photo, they'll be like, what the hell is this, right? And it doesn't make sense. And when people see it on the feed, they're just like, what the hell is this photo here? Like just so random, like Monica just posted this. So I don't do that anymore. I don't post just like random photos. Also, I try to get photos that I took, or right now I have the Canva Premium, so there they have some photos. So if I need a breather, I would take a photo from there, but then add something on top of it, you know, like some quote, some phrase, some information. So you guys can see like have some random coconuts, some random room. But at the time as well, I wanted it wasn't like so much of like just me posting random stuff. At the time I was also like trying to put on more posts on my Instagram, because another thing is that when you start working and with things like lashes, nails, eyebrows, people go to your Instagram and they really want to see like a bunch of your work. They are not gonna get convinced if they don't know you, they've never heard of you. You're not gonna convince them to come to you if you just have like 2 photos, because they don't even know like, was it that really what you did? Did you do that? Are all your results that consistent? So if people open your Instagram at the time and they only saw like 4 photos of like my grandma, my mom, you know, they would not really trust me. And not that these photos bring any trust, but they made my Instagram look fuller. So that's why I was actually posting them. But even nowadays, I wouldn't do that. I would post stuff with more like information. Like even these one, like these lashes are all weighed the same. So it would be like the classic lashes, the volume 3D, 6D, and the 10D. And then I have a little caption here that talks about it a little bit, but very like not great. The third thing I'm gonna talk about was bad lighting. A lot of my photos are like terrible lighting, like this one. My friend is like in total darkness. You can barely see anything. Oh my god, those lashes look so bad. I don't know how my friends let me do their lashes. They look so bad, and my friends are like, oh, it looks great, it looks so nice. I was like, oh my god, this does not look good. But yeah, I had really bad lighting. So like even my sister here, I had a light on her face, but I just can't see the lashes. It's just like this total blur and weird thing. And light is very important. Like my photos now have really pretty good lighting. If you have like a phone, you don't have to have like the most updated iPhone or anything. This camera is really good already. Sometimes I made videos here with just my phone. Now I use my camera, but on the beginning, and sometimes I still do some videos with just my phone. If you have good light, you will have good photo and, you know, good video, good quality. You can adjust the settings. You guys can research and check if your settings are correctly set for whatever type of photo you want to take. But most of the time, the problem is not your camera, the problem is your light. The fourth thing I want to talk about is when I wrote a caption, it would sound very fake and very like not the way I talk right now. Like at the time I would use some words like fabulous, or words like that I wouldn't really use. Like here I'm like Russian volume with eyeliner effect. It wasn't even really eyeliner effect. Does not give eyeliner on this one. It gives more caterpillar. But yeah, I think the way you talk nowadays, I write it more the way I talk, and because English is not my first language, it's sometimes, a lot of times I write how I would say it in Portuguese, but I'm not really sure if that's right. So nowadays, thank God we have ChatGPT, because that really helps me correct my grammar. Because before, it would take me so long to check on Google if what I was saying wasn't the right way. It was such a big work. Nowadays, I put in ChatGPT and I just ask like, oh, is my grammar right? The fifth thing I want to talk about was not using my own photos. So I already talked a little bit about it. Like, don't get me wrong, I still use photos that are not mine, that I get like from Canva or something, but they make much more sense now than like, here was literally every other photo was a Pinterest, low quality Pinterest photo, just to make my feed look full and cohesive, which I don't really think it made look that cohesive. But yeah, anyway, so when you scroll up here, another thing that I did was, at the time, guys, was really popular this thing of making your whole feed look like one single photo, but it's actually like you would post each photo a piece of a bigger picture. So you would make like this big wall art thing. I don't even know what's the name that people use for that, but so I did this one. I remember taking so long to do this one, and nowadays the Instagram changed from square to portrait size. It doesn't even make sense anymore. And I use all these random photos that I found on the internet of people that are not me, people that are not my clients, lashes that are not mine, and just saying like, don't wear mascara before your lash appointment, avoid drinking coffee, blah blah blah. And then I would explain a little bit of each one, and then at the end they would all like complete each other and make this big thing. But yeah, I don't really do that anymore. I would use photos of like my photos and not do this mosaic thing. I did have stuff that I really liked to do it again, like relaxing songs to listen to when you're like getting your lashes done. I did this one, like a bunch of like bands that I like, that I actually have my own playlist on Instagram, and quite a lot of clients ask for the playlist. They like it, and I opened the playlist once and posted on my stories and asked people to add their own songs, like the songs that they would like to listen to. But a lot of my clients, they actually listen to their own podcast, so I don't think that was very popular. That wasn't very popular at the time. I think there was only like one of my clients that added like a couple of songs that she likes, and most of people really ignore that. So maybe I should do it again, because it's been a long time since I did that, and sometimes, you know, people don't really read it, what you're asking or talking about on that story. And maybe make a post like, oh, podcasts that you can listen to. But honestly, I don't even know what to tell people to listen to, because my podcasts are either some from Brazil or true crime stuff, horror stories, or stuff like that. But maybe I should do it. I'm sure a lot of girls also like listening to that. So you scroll up a little bit, and then you're gonna see that my color started changing. I started to go towards more the golden era, and then changed to like a caramel brown nude color. I still wasn't really, you know, too worried about the picture, like the overall picture of how it will look like. Put some memes. I started putting some memes. Memes are really popular when I post, or, you know, people really like it. Just single photos, no carousels. And then towards 2022, the reels started happening, and my feed started to get a little bit more cohesive. Wow, very slowly, very, very slowly, from what I can see here. Oof, okay. Just really recently became more like cohesive, like end of last year. Oh my God. Okay. So now what I'm trying to do is like post a full photo, and then the next one I try to bring a little bit more to the brand color, so more like the cream stuff. Sometimes I use the cream stuff just as a cover, and then when you open it's like a reels or something. Posts I make are also like very explain. I give a lot of information to them, like why should you pick to do classic lashes with me because of this and that. I use this lash, blah blah blah. I do analysis cases like the fixed Huda lashes. I show nails now because we've been doing nails as well. So I also have to mix lashes with nail content, which has been quite fun, but also a little bit stressful. I post like photos that are like things that I use to do the lashes, memes, bunch of memes, serums, and then sometimes like if I don't really have something specific, I would use like a photo that is not mine, but it's to talk about the happy holidays, but that's still like, it's a better quality, it's not too pixelated, and it matches the overall vibe on my Instagram, like matches the color and the vibe. Yeah, so I think Instagram is always like something you're like doing slowly, and all these tips are not like they're gonna help you go viral. Like, no, like you don't have to go viral just to make good money with lashes and get fully booked. You know, like most days I am fully booked, and I've been growing my studio. You don't have to have like millions of people following you or thousands of people. I don't even have 1,000 people because I got so busy that I just stopped posting completely on my Instagram, because at the time I was like, what's the point if I cannot even like take more people? I don't want to take more people because I was happy how it was. But now I'm starting to grow a little bit more because of the nails, and I want to grow it so I could actually, now if I'm really busy, I could actually start training someone to do lashes part-time and then become full-time with time, you know. Now I'm gonna try to grow my Instagram again, but now it's much more competitive, so it's also like a little bit harder. So if you like this video so far, if you agree with me, or even if you disagree, maybe you can leave in the comments. Please give it a like to this video so I know I can do other case studies, and subscribe if you want to see more videos, or let me know what you want me to talk about, because there's actually, I always have so many ideas, but then when I sit down I lose them, so I actually have to practice to write them down exactly what I want to talk about. And now I'm gonna go to a bonus tip, which I thought about when I was about to record this, is I did really big discounts on the beginning, like really big. I gave like 40% off. So I thought that was a smart way, because since I was on the beginning, I was still very slow. I needed more photos. Oh my gosh, I actually have it here. I found it. So I have here first times hot deal, 40% off. So I would give 40% off for clients that were coming for their first time. And then if you referred a friend, you'd have 15%. So nowadays I still have the friend referral, but it's only 10%, and then both get the discount, the friend and the client that referred them to me. It's a little bit controversial because it did help me get a lot of my clients, and some of those clients that I got with the 40% discount, they stayed with me for years. Some of them just stopped coming because they moved out of Hong Kong. Some of them still come to me. I have clients here that I can think about at least like three that's been with me for like 5 entire years. And I still do their lashes. Like a lot of my clients, because I live in Hong Kong, a lot of people are always coming and going. So a lot of people left Hong Kong. Some of them, I have one that left, stayed in Dubai for like 2 years, and then she came back this year and came back to me. So it's like very crazy. But at the same time, when you do a discount like this, you're mostly gonna attract very cheap clients. So I've done like sales recently for nails. I was like, oh, maybe I can try to get that with nails. Like I'll give like a good discount and try to get a few clients. But it was such a waste of time. Like when I did this promo with like lashes plus nail, like I got like maybe 2 clients, but like 20 people messaging me, and then I would reply and they wouldn't reply anymore, would just ignore me, or I would ask something and they would ignore me. So most people, after I replied and explained the discount, how it worked, they would just stop talking to me. So it was like a really big waste of time. So now I would rather just post my thing and give the price, if they want to come, then they'll message me, you know, make people want to come to you and not look desperate giving all these discounts. That's why I also don't really like giving discount, because I feel like it looks like you're very desperate. But of course, like last month was a very slow month, and because we just started doing nails, it's still very, very slow. I really wish like make it, you know, a bit more popular with nails, because we have really good price, really good location and space for the things we're offering, and much better than a lot of places here in Hong Kong. So I think people just have to get to know us. Google Maps reviews might help, so I'm actually asking my clients to like actually leave reviews, which is something that I never really did. Maybe that's an extra bonus tip. Yeah, but like put your business on Google Maps and ask people to leave reviews, because if they write down like lashes or nails, then your place is gonna pop there, and a lot of people are not gonna trust just photos. They want to see if there are reviews, and if you have reviews like 5-star, 4 stars, you know, good reviews, honest reviews, then it's easier for them to go and book with you. Say my battery died, as you guys can see, but I have an ebook for retention. So if you're having any trouble with retention, it's pretty cheap. I just put everything I know there about retention. There's no videos, there's no certificate. It's just an ebook if you're having retention problem. I'll try to add a coupon code, so if you can go there and use this coupon code, it means that it worked. Use the coupon code YouTube10 and then I'll give you $10 discount. Hopefully it works. I'm gonna open soon a waitlist. If you want to get like more courses of other stuff, other techniques, and even I'm gonna start a basic lash extension course with a certificate. So if that's of your interest, follow me on my social media, goodomen.academy. That one will be mainly for courses and stuff like this, and goodomen.studio will be more like my client side. So thanks for watching. I hope you got like value from any of these tips that I gave, things that I've changed from before. Maybe you can look now at your Instagram and see what you like actually. So I'll see you in the next one.